blocked Mr. Clark's punch and hit him right away. Then, I drop low and take out that leg. I expose his groin.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Robert Busey with Mastering Ninja Combat Tactics Volume 3, Hand-to-Hand Combat. What's up, guys? My name's Alex, your local Freshly Dirty guy here. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a VHS case for your Freshly Dirty VHS yo-yo. So, we're going to get started. We're going to walk through each step to teach you how to create the VHS tape case for your yo-yo. Any yo-yo will work, but if you really want that feel of the VHS flavor, then you can do it with the Freshly Dirty VHS. I'm teaching you guys how to make this case on your own because that's really what Freshly Dirty stands for. We like DIY projects, we like making things by our own selves, and we like giving it to the people. So today, I'm going to teach you how to make a case for your yo-yo out of a VHS. Any VHS cassette will work. You can get these at thrift stores, Goodwill, your mom and dad's basement. Who knows, you might even find some at your local library. But make sure you rewind. All right, you're going to need some screwdrivers, Phillips, sometimes a flathead, but mostly a small Phillips. Just raid your junk drawer. Find the screwdriver that works. On the back of a VHS cassette, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of screws, maybe 6. You're gonna take these screws apart, you're gonna throw away a lot of stuff, and then you're gonna be on your way to low fidelity, freedom of expression, all those cool things. You may even find true love. But today, we're just gonna make this case. Let's get started. So we have here our VHS cassette, and we have our screwdrivers. Now, we're gonna have to take off these screws that are on the back of the cassette. There's one here, 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 and 2 down here. After you have all the screws undone and out, we're gonna start to disassemble the cassette. Now, on the side of the cassette tape, you'll notice this little hinge here. This little button releases the tape hinge, like so. This is what's going to be our main locking component when we create the case. That way it stays closed. Now, let's go ahead and disassemble the case. It should just fall apart, like so. Now, we have to take out all the guts and pieces that we don't need in order to create the case. We don't need this. Save this. Anything that looks like this, these, or stuff like this is not needed. Go ahead and disassemble any loose pieces from the cassette. Saving stuff like this or stuff like this, save that stuff for later. That way we can glue it down to hold the yo-yo in place to keep it from sliding back and forth. Next, we're going to need to disassemble these tabs here. These tabs obstruct the case from closing. Right here, these posts that are sticking up. There's some over here. There's some right here and here. These need to be broken off. They break off pretty easily. That looks good. As you can see, we still don't have our tape hinge to the top of the tape. To put that back on, you need your tape hinge door. Close the tape, or you may have to open up the cassette. Drop the hinge in place. Trial and error, my friends, trial and error. Once you have the tape door set, you're good to close the case. Double check to make sure all seams are closed and that you have everything flush. This tape still had the label on the side, and that will act as our main hinge when we open up the case. like so. But any electrical tape or tape in general will act as a hinge if there's not one in place, as you can see here. Once you get your tape disassembled and your tape door hinge back on the tape, notice this spring here, right here. This spring is essential for keeping the tape door hinge on and secured. In order to keep this secure, you're going to need some kind of adhesive, glue, or epoxy right here to keep this spring from moving and keeping the hinge door on. You're going to need something like heavy duty E6000 epoxy. Trial and error. That's half the battle of doing it yourself, is just keep trying until you find something that works for you. Once you have your tape secure and you've tested and messed around with it to make sure it works, it's time to put your yo-yo inside. Now, if you're like me, after playing a yo-yo for a long time, you really don't care about the condition after you ding it once or twice. So a nice hard coat VHS slips in perfectly under these tape hinges right here. These little metal brackets. Fits wonderfully. You're going to need to remove the bearing, the axle, and put it in a little plastic baggie. That way you don't lose those pieces. Another thing to consider is keeping the yo-yo secure when the tape is being shook or when you have it in a bag. As you can see here, we have the yo-yo sitting just right in front of that plastic window. In order to keep it from moving around and having a lot of play, I've glued some of these extra pieces here into the case. Here, here, and here. I just dropped the yo-yo and epoxied these pieces to where it keeps it from moving around a lot. So there you have it, your very own freshly dirty VHS case for your freshly dirty VHS yo-yo. Find a cool sleeve. There's lots of people out there who like to collect these VHS sleeves just because they're old school aesthetic. I like this one in particular.
This concludes our volume on hand-to-hand combat. The movement demonstrated in this tape is the basis towards developing all of your ninjutsu skills. Please review it frequently.